Hello, I want to welcome you to our labs here to check out what's going on. I was giving a phone call from somebody who was using the ePad from New Reality and they were getting headaches from it. So I asked them if they could send me the ePad because I wanted to know what was going on with that program. And this is a company that used to sell my materials, so they actually sold this with my material on it. And I want to show you how it should work on the ZenFrames here, and this will be the ePad, and I'm going to start them at the same time. So we're going to go down here to Life Mastery number 1, your optimal risk zone, because we're going to risk here to see what happens. We start, and you'll notice that theirs just jumps right on. Starts right up, and the ZenFrame is here. You notice right now it's looks all right. I mean, theirs is flashing, ours is flashing. What you can't really see maybe on the video is that there's actually a sine wave flash to the ZenFrames where the ePad looks like it's just on and off, and it looks like they're actually flashing at the same time, and it looks like every once in a while it just has a hiccup. And I've tried this with several different glasses and it does the same thing, and we're using the same glasses for both, just so that we know that it's the same glasses, the same LEDs. Now here's where it gets interesting. At about a minute into the program, we start to run a program that balances the right and left hemisphere of the brain. And you can tell the ZenFrame is actually doing brainwave entrainment, where the ePad just continues to flash in the same way it did before. If there's any change in that light, I definitely can't see it with the conscious eye, and it's definitely not going through the patterns of brainwave entrainment called frequency following response. So I'm not sure what science they used in putting the ePad together, because I wasn't privileged to that information. But I think anyone out there who has anything to do with light and sound technology will say that what they have there is a blinking light machine. It's not a light and sound machine that's guiding somebody from the wide awake alert state into that dreamy, drowsy, relaxed state of alpha and theta. And what will happen is throughout the cycle, each session of mine on PorterVision, the creative visualization relaxation processes, I've encoded each session to do a specific thing each time. The bizarre part of the ePad is that it doesn't matter what you play through it, they all do the same thing. It just flashes. And you'll notice that it basically just continues to flash in the same way. I'm not sure if it will ever change for us here. We'll let it go a little bit longer and see if it actually changes. And one thing about the ZenFrame, ours is flashing just a little bit different between the right and left eye, and it'll keep rotating back and forth as it goes through the different patterns, where it looks to me like the ePad is just flashing off and on. There's no, you can see the wave pattern kind of that the ZenFrame puts out. That's very important for brainwave entrainment. And again, it appears that the ePad might be trying to do something over there, but looks to be doing the same thing. There's another distinct pattern that we've put into each of my programs. So I'm not sure what happened to that in the translation of information from the ZenFrame, the ZenSync 19.2 Hertz frequency that's embedded into the MP3 file, and what the ePad is doing. But I can see right now why somebody would get a headache using the ePad, because they just did something again. Every once in a while it kind of shuts off then comes back on. I don't know if that's part of their program or what's happening there. But this program actually is too long to see the whole thing, but I think just here in these brief few minutes you can see the big difference between the two devices. There's a big difference here in that the ZenFrame actually is a light and sound brainwave entrainment device, where the ePad is might be a pretty good MP3 player, but it's not a light and sound machine. It's a light flashing machine that people can, I guess, listen to therapeutic content for.